Hi everyone, happy Wednesday, December 9th. Happy 9th day of Flossmas. I hope you're all doing well. I am just home from work. It is 4:22 p.m. as I speak, and I thought I'd check in before I go ahead and change and get comfortable and relax. It's been a busy day at work. I am back to work. Thank you all for the kind words and hoping that I feel better from my migraines. I truly appreciate it. Thank you all for your support and even providing some videos on the vertigo techniques, the techniques you can use for trying to relieve yourself of vertigo. I've tried those before. Unfortunately, they don't seem to really help me or work for me. So I've found that for me, the best thing I can do is just take some Dramamine and lay down and rest in the dark. But that is what I do. But I do appreciate all of your support and help with those ideas and suggestions. It's one of those days where it's just kind of like you want to stay inside and not do anything or go anywhere. We had our very first bits of snow come down, which I'm surprised it snowed because it is in the 40s here today. But I did see a few snow flurries this afternoon while I was at work. It was kind of a surprise. I didn't think it was supposed to snow. I thought we were only supposed to get some rain, but it did try to spit some snow. Of course, it's not laying because the ground is too warm, but it was surprisingly, and I'm not a winter person, but it was kind of nice to see the snow. Only because it's so cold out that if it's going to be this cold, I'd rather have snow on the ground than no snow. Not saying I want a whole lot of snow, because I don't. Like, I'm ready for March to come around, like a warm March, but just saying. Okay, so real quick, the very first thing I wanted to talk to you about today was I figured I pulled one of my plants from that sits right there, usually in front of my Easter cactus, and I thought I'd show it to you guys a little bit up close and personal. This is one of my not new favorites. I've had this plant for about, Mom, when did you get this for me? 3 years I've had it, I think now. So my mom bought this for me for a gift. This is let me just show it to you people. Okay, and I apologize. Not sorry that I'm shaking the table, but this is a fairly heavy pot or vase that I have it in. This is a Hindu rope Hoya, H-O-Y-A, so Hindu rope Hoya. The original plant was this right here, and it was probably from my finger to the base. It was in this like tall glass jar, and it was not in dirt or anything. It was just in some florist foam, like the green florist foam that gets kind of nasty and gross. So then this fall, this one I thought was going to be a bloom, and it ended up being a whole nother vine that's now going hog wild crazy. So this is my Hoya vine, Hindu rope. I'm really hoping it will bloom because these do bloom, but I've not had this one get the bloom yet. I decided after about a year to plant it in some dirt, soil. Sorry, Donna, soil. And I decided to put it in this glass vase. And then what I did, so it's not so super heavy, and that the roots don't, it won't set in water. I decided to put some Leica beads at the bottom and then soil on top. So you can start to see there's some like roots, and which I think it just gives it a little bit more character and pizzazz to my pots, since, you know, everything is in pots. So it's kind of nice to be able to see the dirt and see some of the roots as it grows. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully this blooming this spring. And we'll see. So I know a lot of you love seeing my plants, so I figured I would just show a different plant than the Thanksgiving cactus that I normally talk about. So there we go. A Hoya rope. This is a Hoya. It's the Hindu rope vine. Hindu rope. It's a Hoya vine. Hindu rope is the specific type of plant this is. Okay, so try not to shake the camera table. Okay. What have I been working on? So if first off, if you liked seeing my different plants, let me know in the comments. I will definitely feature some other plants if you guys are interested. If you're not interested, then I just won't do it anymore. But I get a lot of compliments on my plants. By the way, my string of pearls there is already starting to grow since I took care of some of the vines on the second day of Flossmas. So hopefully maybe before the end of the month, I will pull that back out and show you what it looks like updated after some of the, it's already starting to vine out from the top, which is great. I'm so excited that it's taking off as quickly as it is. All right. Progress. What have I done last night into today? I haven't done anything at all today. I went to work and I've been at work and now I'm back home. So first off, my knitting. I'm still working on my dishcloth, tablecloth, whatever you want to call it, face cloth, washcloth, coaster. This is my dishy from Knit Picks. This is in the color Honeydew, which is actually still kind of washed out. And here is my progress on it from last night. So last night I had, whenever I showed it, I had just this first repeat done. And so in 20 minutes, I stitched up that much more. Quick and easy, nice pattern, just nice something kind of almost mindless that I can knit on while I'm watching TV or talking to somebody on the phone. I did have to knit back, or as knitters call tink back. Tink is just knit spelled backwards. So, whenever you have to reverse knit to fix something, I did have to do 2 rows of reverse knitting or tinking because I wasn't paying attention and I completely forgot to put the end of the section in. So I had to go back and redo that. Took me like 2 minutes to fix it. So there's my dishcloth. This is half done. Yeah, this is half done. So I'll probably have a finished piece for you tomorrow to see. And then we'll probably pull something else out knitting wise because I'm kind of getting tired of doing dishcloths right now. I just go through phases. So that is my dishcloth. And then last night, like I kind of warned you, I was getting ready to start something new. I had no idea what I was going to do new. I wasn't sure. And then I did put a little spoiler, a teaser on Instagram. So if you check me out on Instagram, ginger.gerald.stitcher, you can see what I post there on Instagram. I post sporadically, but I do post. And so I posted the fabric and the floss, or what people refer to as a floss toss, on the fabric because I was super excited with the way it turned out. So first off, before I even, because I'm gonna make it wait a little bit, and I'm gonna show you the colors that are in this design first, which is right up my alley of colors. Very fall-ish, earthy tones that I absolutely love. So there are the colors that are in the design that I'm doing. The design is called for either NPI silks or DMC. Now we all know, I just said the other day, maybe I said it the other day on here, that 99% of what I stitch is DMC. Maybe I said it to a friend. So there is the colors that I'm using. I am using the DMC. And so the design that I chose to start stitching. So what I did was a little bit more suspense. I have a pile of maybe this many patterns that I went through and I was like, this is what I want to start soon. Not even thinking that I have all kinds of PDF patterns that are on my computer that I always forget about. So reminder, if you have a whole lot of patterns, look at your PDFs, because I've keep forgetting to ever look at my PDFs. I always go through my cabinet. Behind the tree-ish looking thing there is my tall cabinet of cross-stitch stuff. And that's where I store all my patterns and my fabric. I always just occasionally, I will occasionally browse my patterns to see what I want to start next or what do I want to start soon. Whenever I'm feeling the urge to start new stuff. I don't often get urges to start new stuff because I like to have a small amount of on-the-go projects. But because I've had so many finishes recently and the on-the-go projects I have are really big, I did go through my patterns and I was like, these may be the ones that I want to start fairly soon. So out of that pile of projects, I looked at the fabrics that I had, and this is the one that called to me. So this is Elizabeth I, the Queen Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. My very first Plum Street I have ever done. And I'm actually really excited. Of course, we all know why I'm doing this one. Plum Street is not typically something that I'm drawn to pattern-wise. I think they're great patterns. They're just not something I typically would be interested in stitching. However, because of course, since I've stitched Henry VIII, I have to stitch an Elizabeth design. And I know, yeah, I could stitch a Heaven and Earth design. Henry VIII or Elizabeth, they have a couple on their website. I'm not really drawn to those ones, so I don't think I will ever stitch a Queen Elizabeth I Heaven and Earth design, but I should never say never because you should never say never. So this is the one that I chose to stitch. I've been wanting to stitch this for quite a while now. I've had this for maybe a couple years, and I found the perfect fabric. It was one of those things that just kind of like, you know, I was going to go with something very similar to what the model stitch is. And then I found this. And this is my progress so far. So this is, I have all the words done, except for Elizabeth, of course. But all of the main words. And I'm so glad that the middle of this pattern is right in the words because I absolutely hate stitching words. They look like they're going to be quick and they take forever. So this fabric is a 40 count X-Jew designs because that's what I stitch on. Pretty much all of my fabrics are X-Jew designs. This is a 40 count linen. Yep, Newcastle linen. In old linen. The color is old linen. It's actually a little bit more like browny dirty than what's showing on the camera. But I love the way that these colors, now this is all the colors excluding the black and the cream, if I can pick them up in one hand. Maybe I can't. I love the way that these colors look on this fabric. It just makes it pop. And it's kind of like old style, so I think it just looks great. So here is Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. And I have all the words done. So that took me about 4 hours last night. But I'm really excited about this one. So I think this is going to be a fairly quick stitch for me. Obviously it is. It's only going to be like 5. I think it's going to be like 5 by 7. So it'll be a fairly quick stitch whenever I do stitch on it. So that is my progress on my cross stitch last night. Very excited about that. So something different. I was kind of in the mood for something. I was kind of in the mood for something different, so I was really excited to give that one a start. All right, so that is all I have to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to clean up my mess here. I'm going to go get comfortable and put on some comfortable clothes. Probably turn my heat up a bit. Make some supper and relax. I hope you do the same. I hope you take time for yourself. I hope you find joy in your stitching, your knitting, your crafting, and don't forget to check out my Etsy store if you haven't done so already. $1 from every pattern is being donated, that is sold during the month of December, is being donated to the Philadelphia Zoo to support the animals there because they are losing money due to all of the closures they've had recently. I also suggest, recommend, ask that you check out your local zoos as well and see how they're doing. If you're into that type of thing, you know, it's not just humans that are suffering from all of these restrictions. So and I say suffering loosely. We all know the animals in the zoos are well cared for, but they still need our support. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Happy stitching. Happy Flossmas Day 9. I will check back in tomorrow with you all and check in with my progress. Until then, as always, don't forget to always be creative.